today we are going to be doing another one of our coaching videos, and just before we do get started, for anyone wondering what this is, I am taking a look at a clip that a viewer has sent to me in hopes that I can help them improve it a little bit in PvM. Now, of course, I'm not claiming to be amazing at PvM, but if viewers think I can help, then I absolutely am happy to. I don't charge for this. People have been asking if I can do this for them and then charge them for it. I don't charge for it. You guys are giving me content. YouTube will pay me for it. So if you want to do this, send me a message on Discord and we can discuss it. But what we're going to do in this is take a look at all of his gear, his inventory setup and how he plays the fight and stuff, and see if we can offer any advice that will help out. So to begin with, there's no stats in this, but he sent me the stuff separately. Now, everything he has combat-wise is maxed except for ranged, but we're using magic here, so it doesn't matter. And you do have 99 prayer, you do have 99 summoning, which is awesome to see. I always recommend having 96 summoning and 95 prayer before you actually even like really take PvM seriously. I know it's a big grind, like a big grind, but it's definitely something worth getting first because it just makes a world of difference. You're using maniacal aura. Let's have a look at your inventory real quick. You're using the overload, I think they're overload salves, right? We have Ring of Death, Cinderbane gloves, we have Crypt Bloom 3 pieces, an Essence of Finality, which I believe has a Gothic staff in it, you have Blast Fusion boots, and you've got a Elder Wand and Elder Orb. Now, the gear choice is fine. You don't want the Fire Cape. It offers you nothing in terms of magic at all, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it only offers a strength bonus. So if you have a skill cape, this will work better. And then obviously you could even, I think a skill cape is the best until you get a kiln cape. Then this would definitely be worth your time. You've got an Elder Rune shield, which is good to see that you've got a shield, and you're using a Jazz Book and Maniacal. So taking a look at your Revolution bar, which is something always worth doing as well, I would suggest taking a look on the wiki and just triple checking or double checking, whatever, that your Revolution bar is efficient. But just check that. I'll link it in the description so you can go and check that out. But if there's something in PvMe as well, I'll just go there instead. That'll be better. It'll be more better information. So what I'm going to be looking out for here is let's actually speed this up a little bit because we've got a few clips to look at from you. So we're going to go to 2x speed and we'll see if we can notice anything here. So you're going to start off with Sunshine, which is great to see. Your Ripper Demon does have scrolls. What you could do straight away is change the super restores for spiritual prayer potions, which means your Ripper Demon, it'll fire off more abilities. We're going to change the speed back just for a second and go back just to the very beginning of your Sunshine because I want to see. So you've used Sunshine here, and then do you use an Adrenaline Potion straight away? Let's see. You do have, this could be Weapon Poison actually, and not an Adrenaline Potion. Okay, it doesn't look like you're using an Adren pot, which you definitely want to use. If you don't have an Adrenaline Potion, get one. 100% makes the world of difference. You definitely want to be using Adrenaline Potion the best one you can. If you can make Super Adrenalines, then make Adrenaline Renewals with an assist. If you can't, then just make regular Adrenaline Potions, but definitely work on that. They make a world of difference. So as for your rotation during the Sunshine, let's go back again to real quick. I know we've taken a little look at this, but it's important to look at the Sunshine. If you'd have Adrenaline Potion here, by the way, you definitely could have got these thresholds off. It looks like you're using the Gothic Staff a lot, and the Gothic Staff is good, but the way you want to treat a Gothic Staff is as an extra threshold from when your other thresholds are on cooldown. Meaning, in your Sunshine, you want to use Wild Magic and Asphyxiate. You want to get those off. They cost you 15% Adrenaline, but you need 50 to cast it, right? They don't cost you 50. They only cost you 15, which is a lot less than the Gothic Staff, and they're going to do really good damage. So you want to build up to the thresholds and use those straight away, and then fire off Wild Magic, Asphyxiate, and then you can use your Gothic Staff in between if need be. As well, you've got Blast Fusion boots. So Detonate is a good ability to use. It is really, really good. So you are very much favoring this Gothic Staff as your way of dumping Adrenaline. And it's good that you're using the Adrenaline when you notice that it's up. But definitely use this Wild Magic and Asphyxiate more. And also you're clicking these. You do have keybinds for them. If you don't, I know this is going to sound like, oh guys, spend more money. But if you don't find it convenient to press these keys, either rebind them to something like Q, W, or E, or something like that, like very comfortable where your hand sits pretty much. Or if even better, invest in an MMO mouse that has 12 buttons on the side. Confusing at first, super helpful overall for playing RuneScape. You have so many keybinds, and you can use Alt and Shift and Control as well with the same 12 buttons, and it's like 36 extra buttons on your thumb, like on your mouse. It's definitely worth it. But you want to be using this Wild Magic and Asphyxiate definitely a lot more. You will see a huge increase in DPS if you focus on those instead of Gothic Staff. So right now you've been on 100% adrenaline for a long time. So if you go back here, you're going to see you're on 95%, 85% here. You've just broken the arms, and then you do all this and you've still got 100% adrenaline. You want to be using this. Now I know you were focusing on dodging the beams, so this is fair if you don't like feel comfortable throwing out abilities while dodging the beams at the same time. But the second that comes off here, you want to be using Wild Magic, Asphyxiate, Gothic Staff, if you're not dropping your Sunshine, right? Now you've got the next mechanic coming here. You're going to use Resonance to get the heal. This is just normal mode, of course. So you got the heal off of Resonance, and immediately again, drop this adrenaline, dude. Drop the adrenaline. You need to use it. So you've used the Sunshine, which is fine. And then again, if you had an adrenaline potion, you would use this here and fire up more thresholds. I probably would have opted to use the Sunshine towards, you're fine anyway, towards the middle, just to be safe for other mechanics. But this is fine here. So what did you use there? Did you just use Gothic Staff again? Yes, you did. Okay. You need to stop using Gothic Staff so much. Normally in these videos, I'm like, use Gothic Staff, dude. Adrenaline's too high. Use Gothic Staff. Use Gothic. Maybe this is where you've got it from. But you want to use Wild Magic and Asphyxiate and Detonate stuff first as well. Like, this is so important. You definitely want to be using those. One other thing I've noticed is you are not using your DPS prayer. This is probably just because you're recording a clip, but your DPS prayer is not active. There's no buff here for it. You want to use that. This is huge. The Torment spell, I think it's called, for the level 95 one. Definitely use that. It's holy hell, massive increase in damage. Absolutely use it. Are you using Animate Dead? You are. Okay, yeah. So you could probably even just soul split this as well and not even worry about prayer flicking, in all honesty. But as for your ability rotations, there's definitely something that you do need to work on and focus. You got use your Sunshine, then focus on your threshold abilities, and then use extra adrenaline for Gothic Staff, but thresholds first. They cost less adrenaline. You get more damage out of them that way. If you're just using Gothic Staff, 25% adrenaline, 25% adrenaline, you just run out very quickly, or you never get that adrenaline in the first place. So yeah, focus on these two. I don't think I've seen you use Wild Magic and Asphyxiate twice yet. Like, you use Wild Magic once. But yeah. Okay, so with Glacor, mechanically, you seem fine. Like, you're using the right defensives. You're dealing with the Glacors. And I think the biggest issue here is the ability rotation and not your ability, like your actual mechanical use here. Now, you had weapon poison and you did use it. Another thing you could do is use incense sticks if you wanted to, but it's not the end of the world. Like, it's fine. It's only gonna be a little bit, and I'd definitely focus on your abilities first before anything else. Right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna quickly skip through just to the second kill, because I want to see here if you use a DPS curse, which again you don't. But again, it's probably because you're recording. I know this is a thing when you start recording for a kill, it just feels different. It's stress, it's pressure, and you're like, oh, I gotta do it right, and you forget stuff. It's just how it is. So yeah, another thing that I've noticed like now is vulnerability bombs. Bring vulnerability bombs with you all the time. They are 100% worth it. The upgrade, I say this is the example I give every time. The upgrade from a tier 95 curse to a tier 99 curse, the DPS ones, is not 10% damage. A vulnerability bomb gives you 10% damage increase, a flat 10% damage increase. You want to use this. It is 100% worth it. They are not a waste of money. They will speed up your kills. They make you use less food because you kill the boss quicker. It's worth it. Okay, so let's move and take a look at a different boss and see if we can see anything else to take a look at as well. Okay, so slightly easier boss here. We've got Helwyr. Is it slightly easier? It may be a little bit more difficult with positioning in the big hit, but we'll see what happens. So here you're using incense sticks, which is interesting. Or you have them. Yeah, you are using incense sticks now. I'm going to assume they're the poison ones. So that's pretty interesting. You've just re-overloaded. Have you Sunshine? No. Okay, so there with that first hit, you tried to res it. You tried to res it. It was just a little bit off, but you understand the mechanic. That's absolutely fine. Here, I would use Devotion or get away from him. So on this bit when he's like mauling the crap out of you, you want to move away from him, or you want to use Devotion, and then you need to use Freedom afterwards to get rid of that bleed. I think you no, you still got the bleed on you. So there's 71 damage here, 71 over and over again. If you use Freedom, it'll clear that off for you. It's the same with any bleed that you get. That's just how it works. You drop your Sunshine. Again, if you had an adrenaline... Oh, you do have an adrenaline potion this time. You just didn't use it. But you are favoring that Gothic Staff again. and you're not in your sunshine. So this kind of comes across like I'm sounding a little bit harsh here, and I'm not meaning to. I'm just trying to point out the things so it like makes sense. So again, I know you're recording a video and your kills probably aren't always like this. Like I can 100% guarantee that you were probably thinking like, like overthinking things and all that sort of stuff. It makes sense, right? But when you drop a sunshine, make sure you stay in it. Your DPS prayer is on now. This is great to see. That's turmoil, isn't it? That is turmoil. Okay, so you are using the melee DPS curse here. You don't want to do this. So this curse right here is for melee. You'll have two other ones in the prayer book. I'll put them on screen. One's for magic, one's for range, one's for melee. Make sure you use the magic one. Otherwise, it's doing nothing but draining your prayer. So you definitely want to be using the right one there. You will notice a huge difference, by the way. If you've been using this with magic the whole time, you will notice a huge difference. But with your abilities, again, focus on using wild magic, focus on using asphyxiate. They're going to be your big damage dealers. You could change these potions to spiritual prayers, but I wouldn't worry about that right now. If you want, once we've done this, we can do another video on it and see what like the improvements of what you should be doing next. That's fine with me if you want to do like a little series with it, not a problem. But your main focus right now is abilities. In fact, if you want, let me know on Discord, dude. We can go through a call and I can show you the ability rotations, like a better ability rotation way of you doing this. So this was a new record. Cool. You are going to ace this, by the way. The second you apply these things, like using your sunshine and adrenaline potion, then using your thresholds and not just spamming Gothic Staff, you're going to ace this through. And you're also using the different DPS curse. You're going to fly through here. You'll notice such a difference straight away. I promise you this. But other than that, again, vulnerability bomb is going to make a big difference. Mechanically, again, it's not the end of the world. You've got Crypt Bloom, you can ignore them here, and I think you need to focus more on your ability rotations than anything else. For now, like your DPS rotations are definitely the biggest issue. Okay, so that's Helwyr. Let's just see how you start at the beginning of the fight, because you don't have 100% adrenaline. I assume you're now going to put your prayer on, but I think you're going to click them. You want to keybind these, absolutely, or quick prayer. So I'll talk about this sort of stuff afterwards, but quick prayer, you can assign which one starts right away. You click this and it turns them on immediately, so you don't have to worry about it. You're trying to res here, which you have the right idea for using your shield here and making use of it. But again, when he does the swipes, use devotion and pray melee or get away from him. And then when he does the big attack where it's like, you will bleed, that's when you use a res. This is kind of hard to get used to. I'm really, really, really happy to see you trying to do it. Like, this is so important in learning PvM, actually trying to do the mechanics rather than just animate dead and tank it. Like, you are using animate dead and you are just tanking it, but you are also trying to use your defensives, and it's really, really nice to see. So here where it says you will bleed is where you would res. And you want to get out of that smoke. Definitely get out of that. And then there you go, you're good. Right, so let's take a look at the last boss and we'll see if there's the same sort of ideas. Okay, so now we have Araxxi. This is a step up. If you are fine with Araxxi, dude, compared to the others, I'm gonna be so confused. Like, Araxxi is such a step up from Helwyr, it is crazy. So let's take a look again. Weapon poison doesn't work here. You do have it active, but it doesn't work at Araxxi. So it's definitely worth checking on the wiki page to see you teleport out, to see which boss it will actually work with. So let me skip through again. Then you're not wasting supplies and stuff. You don't have a familiar. Now, the way familiars work here, yes, you can't deal damage to Araxxi with familiars, which is maybe why, unless it's just timed out because you had a Ripper Demon. You also had scrolls. Do not use a Ripper Demon with scrolls here. You cannot damage Araxxi with familiars. The same with Nex, for anyone else wondering. So using a Nihil, especially with the gear that you're on, is probably good. Probably really, really good. Once you get to like tier 92, tier 95 weapons, you can use Ripper Demon for the passive damage, or a Nihil. Either way, you don't want to be using scrolls. They're a waste of money. As for your mechanics, you basically want to rotate between freedom and anticipate every few attacks. You are using your melee DPS curse again as well. You are going to notice a huge difference when you start using the magic one. I promise you that straight away. And I feel like there's not really much else for me to mention. The main things you need to focus on right now is your ability rotation. Like, you're using the Gothic Staff a lot. Like, I know it's a good ability, but Wild Magic and Asphyxiate are huge. Detonate is huge. And there's just so many different things you could be working on. So, I'm going to leave it here for this, because it's the same sort of things. We can change your cape to a skill cape or get you the kiln cape. Absolutely. You could do this even without the ability. You could do the kiln. Piece of cake. You'll be fine. But I'll talk to you on Discord as well. If you want me to, we'll go through an actual voice call, and like you can screen share and I'll talk you through a rotation and we'll see what happens. But yeah, hopefully this was useful and a bit of an eye-opener for some other players. Obviously people get into PvM and it's like fresh, like this person's clearly new to PvM, and it's absolutely fine. And if I see any toxic comments in the comments, obviously you'll just get banned from commenting on the channel. It is what it is. Give like helpful feedback, constructive feedback if you guys are going to comment anything and share anything. It's always appreciated, of course, if I've missed anything, but I feel like information overload right now is just not going to be that helpful. So we'll end it here. We'll talk about your ability rotations and stuff. That's definitely what you want to focus on. But I like recording this for everybody to watch, because there's probably other people in the same situation, and you might be looking at the wrong places, whereas you need to start with certain things first. Anyway, hopefully it was helpful. If you find this useful, guys, if you want to do this, make sure you message me on Discord. Leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.